This is Raymond Clayborn, and you're watching Joe's podcast.
For the fifth straight game, the offense scored only a touchdown. But this time they won, due to Grogan and great defense.
Intercepted! Patriots! Raymond Clayborn runs it back! Touchdown, New England!
And again, Clayborn makes the fine play on Duper. Raymond Clayborn showing his considerable skill. Now a flag goes down. Is it against the Dolphins?
It's against Duper for throwing his helmet. He lost his cool down there. Clayborn simply made an outstanding play.
Duper again intercepted by Clayborn. And Raymond Clayborn completes a cycle of superb coverage as he picks off the pass, the sixth turnover of the game for the Patriots. And are they whooping it up?
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, my name is Joe, also known as Jay-Z Productions on YouTube. Welcome back to another episode of the Bois podcast. Today I'm joined by a legend. What's your name, sir?
Raymond Clayborn.
Welcome, Mr. Clayborn. I just got a couple questions to ask you.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so what are you doing during these times of quarantine? Like, what have you been up to?
Just staying in, and when I did go out and get both of my shots, I got 2 shots, and I still wear my mask when I go out to the grocery store, and basically from the grocery store to back home.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just got my second shot, like my second dose, like last week.
Yeah. I got mine first one about a month ago, and then my second about 2 weeks ago.
Wow. Were you like tired too? Like I was tired when I got. I was like sort of drained and.
Not really. The second one, my shoulder was a little sore for a couple of days. The first one, I barely felt it.
Wow. See, I can't handle needles. Maybe that's why I was like that. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm like that too, but it was pretty good. It was pretty easy. But the second one was a little sore for about 2 or 3 days.
Okay. Wow. Yeah, during my quarantine, I believe it or not, in the start of quarantine, I graduated high school virtually.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. What college are you going to, Joe?
I want to go to like NIU.
NIU.
Yes. I'll become like a director because that's like I love to write scripts.
Okay.
Movie scripts. So that's what I do.
Now NIU stands for. What does it stand for? NIU.
Northern Illinois University.
Okay.
Huskies.
Right. The Huskies. Okay.
That's where I want to go. and I know you went to Texas.
Yeah. I graduated from the University of Texas.
Awesome. Okay. And I figure I do like these podcast interviews, like to make like a positive impact, like because people are like feeling like negative, like during these tough times.
Mm-hmm.
These podcast interviews.
I understand. I'm glad I can help.
Thank you. Okay. So, what made you want to become a football player, and who's your biggest inspiration growing up?
Well, Joe, when I grew up, we played all the sports. I did football, and then in school when it was basketball, I did that, and then also I played baseball. And baseball actually lasted the longest because it was during the summer months. The first 2 months of summer, you played baseball, and so it was pretty good, and I basically just fell in love with football. I wasn't a very good basketball player. I was a decent baseball player, but I was a good, better than average football player.
Wow. I think you're very awesome at football. Very talented.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Okay. Now, who's your favorite and least favorite football team growing up? And do you have a favorite player growing up?
Well, my favorite team was the Dallas Cowboys. Growing up in Fort Worth, Texas, 30 miles away, the Dallas Cowboys, they were my favorite team. I used to go to the old Cotton Bowl. That's where they played at for a number of years. And then they moved to Irving, with the stadium with the hole in it. and now they have this gigantic stadium over in Arlington, which is about 20 miles from my house.
Oh wow, okay.
Hmm.
Wow. And do you have like a team that you didn't like care for, like you didn't like, and did you have a favorite player?
I did not like the Green Bay Packers because I thought they uh, should have better weather. You know, the
Hmm.
Cowboys met them twice in the NFC Championship games, and it was just tremendous snow everywhere. And the Cowboys were, I mean, the better team, but they couldn't get their footing. You know, they were
Yeah.
slipping, and my favorite player for the Cowboys, Bob Hayes, was like he was freezing. You know, this is an
Yeah.
Olympic champion in 1964 in the 100 meters, but he didn't get to show any of that because of the bad. It wasn't inclement weather. That's what you said. Inclement weather. It was snow all everywhere.
Yeah, see, in Chicago, like because that's where I'm at, Chicago. I'm used to the cold weather because of snow. Chicago.
Uh, I understand. I have a
Yeah.
lot of friends from Chicago.
Awesome. Okay. 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 Now, how did it feel to be drafted 16th overall in 1977, and who was there to witness it?
To tell the truth, they make a big deal out of it now. The first round, and you get to do all those things. I was told by several teams that, like 16th was New England, 17th was Cleveland, and 18th was the Los Angeles Rams. And I was told by all three of those teams that they were going to draft me. And so
Okay.
I'm sitting and waiting for the phone call, and Billy Sullivan, the owner of the Patriots, called me and welcomed me on being drafted by the New England Patriots.
Wow. You must have
And
been
so,
like, oh my god.
I was happy, yeah, because a lot of teams also said that I wouldn't go until the second round.
I think they made a great pick, the Patriots. I mean, like,
Well, thank you. I agree with them too. I agree with you.
think the best cornerback of all time, in my opinion.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
You're very welcome. Okay. Now, what was your pregame snack, drink, song, and ritual? Did you have any? Like, like some
Uh,
guys.
you know, most games are 12. What is it? 12, 3, for the West Coast because they're much behind us. But 11:30 or 12:30 for the car go all the way to the East Coast. So I would eat very light. I didn't eat very much for like a pregame meal. Uh, so I ate a lot afterwards, after the game. Not very much before the game, just a snack or two, and try to get ready and study for what we were getting ready to try to do. Conference, beat the other team that we were facing.
Wow. Yeah, see, for like other players I've had, like other football players, they have like a certain ritual where they get to the game like 10 hours beforehand. I'm like, wow.
No, that's not me right there. We stayed around the corner from the stadium up in Foxborough, and of course, when we are on the road, we stay in the room, and wait for the first bus, the second bus, the third bus. I would always get on the third bus because, I wanted to just relax and kind of be by myself.
I would do the same, to be honest. Like, I would just want to relax and like at least get my sleep and like chill.
Mm.
Yeah. Cool. Okay. Now, when you did play, like what went through your mind like during the play? Like what was going through your mind when were making
You,
the play?
you talking about it as far as if I'm out on the field and they snap the ball and me being a
Yes.
cornerback, uh, basically, when you're in the huddle, they call the defense for the front. And then the linebackers also have to get the call for a pass
Okay.
defense. And then we had a letter 1, 2, 3 defense that we had for the safeties and the cornerbacks.
Hmm. Wow. See, I think cornerback's like the most like essential position for a defense because like you need to like intercept the quarterback and return it or.
Hmm. Well, that's a great play when you do that, and it's very good if you can accomplish that.
Yeah, get the pick six, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay. Now, how does it feel to have been named to 3 Pro Bowls in 1983, 85, and 86? How does that feel? Be named to 3 Pro
Well,
Bowls?
I was glad to get there because I was always ending up as an alternate. the guy that's the next guy to go in. And I actually went 3 times. And one time was because I was the alternate because someone got hurt.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's still pretty cool, like 3 Pro Bowls on your
resume. I was alternate about 7 or 8 other times though. Just one vote or one player from getting hurt to being in the game.
It's awesome. Okay. Now, how does it feel to be named to 3 first-team All-Pros, 1977, 83, and 86?
Oh, very, very happy with that. With that comes a bonus. Like you get paid for that. For being a Pro Bowler, being a All-Pro. Money comes into and you want to win, but the money is also good. You want the money too.
Yeah, especially like with all the injuries on the field, and you're like, I need this.
Yeah. I was blessed. I never missed a game in high school. I never missed a game in college at the University of Texas. I was what is it? I was trying to get my train of thought. And then when I went to Texas, I just had an overall good time.
Awesome. Okay. Now, how does it feel to be the Patriots' all-time leader in games played for a cornerback with 191? How does that feel?
Did not know that, and like I said, I was I had some injuries, but none of them were. They didn't keep me out of being in a regular season game. If it had been preseason, I would have, not played. But that's an honor, being able to play. It showed people my longevity. Being able to be out there to help my teammates for every play.
Like, if you could tell, I'm a big stats nerd, so that's why I knew that stat. I was like, wow.
Okay. I did not know that. Thanks for telling me about that.
Yeah, that's a pretty cool record. Like, being the most games for a cornerback, like, it's awesome.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because they would definitely try to run you off the corner. They throw the ball. If they felt like they had an advantage, they would throw it every down.
Yeah.
Yes, sir, they would.
Yeah. Okay. Now, how does it feel for this one to be the Patriots' all-time leader in interceptions with 36?
I'm also tied with Ty Law for that one. Yeah, Ty Law and Ty got hurt during his last season with the Patriots. And that's why he didn't break the record. He got hurt in one of the early games. But Ty is a very good player in the Hall of Fame. He and Mike Haynes are the 2 cornerbacks I believe we have in the Hall of Fame.
Maybe it's kind of good then. Your record's tied. At least it's not broken,
Yes, not broken, but tied.
Yeah. I think maybe the closest to come to you maybe is Mr. Gilmore, Stephon Gilmore. He's really good at the Patriots.
Go with the interception. Yeah, but he only played for the Patriots for 3 years. Yeah. He came in. I forget Stephon when he came in, but he was a great player. And they used when Mike Haynes left and went to go play for the Raiders. They used me like they used Gilmore, covering the best wide receiver and helping out, on the other side. Excuse me.
Okay. Now, how does it feel to have been named and inducted into the Patriots Hall of Fame in 2017? And you were also their 26th player, like your jersey number.
Right. Yeah, Mr. Kraft kept repeating that, telling me about that. So, it was kind of good. I was happy. It showed that, and the fans voted for that. Fans were the ones who voted for.
I voted.
Yeah, the Hall of Fame. Yeah, I got you.
Who would you feel and say is the most exciting player and team to watch right now in the NFL?
Wow. I'm looking at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Okay.
They will be the defending champions, and for one reason and one reason only, Tom Brady.
Tom Turf, right?
Yeah, Tom was terrific.
Yeah.
Yes, it was.
Awesome. Okay. Now, do you have a favorite band and or artist and type of music? And what's your favorite food?
Wow, favorite artist. I really like soul music. Music
Okay.
from it comes from the soul. You know,
Yeah.
like James Brown, the Temptations, Aretha Franklin, lots of other entertainers that really Tina Turner and Ike Turner. You know, they were pretty good showmen also.
I think James, if I remember correctly, James Brown is "I Feel Good," like "I feel good," and
Oh
then.
yeah, yeah. That's one of the songs. That was before you were born, though.
I was raised on the older stuff, believe it or not, Mr. Clayborn. So that's how I know
Yeah,
a lot.
I hear you.
Yeah. And then, do you have a favorite food?
Wow, let me think. Like I said, soul music and soul food.
Okay.
I love soul food. My wife is a very good cook.
Wow. That sounds good right now. I'm not gonna lie. Now I'm hungry. Yeah. See, I like burgers or steak. That sounds good.
Okay, you like food that you can go get quickly.
Yes.
Right. Yeah. Okay. That's all right. Yeah. Now, how old are you?
Believe it. Okay, so I'm
Joseph?
19.
You're
19.
19, Joseph? Okay. All right. I can't remember when I was 19.
But what my mom always tells me, believe it or not, like, cause like I know like a whole bunch of like 80s, like not 80s, but like older music and
Hmm.
movies, all that. She calls me like an old soul, so that's why like I know a lot.
Yeah, yeah, and that's what you are. You're old soul. You like the old music. Excuse me.
Yeah, I like older stuff. Why not? People nowadays should appreciate like the kids nowadays. Yeah, I appreciate that stuff.
Hmm.
You have to. Okay.
Right.
Do you have a favorite movie and TV show?
Well, I tell you what. I guess it was about 10 years ago,
Okay.
and they had this movie on, and I'm watching it, and it was about Rudy. You know, the
Okay.
one who was,
Rudy Rudiger.
yeah, wanted to play at Notre Dame, and he got a chance to get in the game, and the whole crowd, you know,
Goes
because
crazy.
he had such a tough time uh, getting on the team, and they actually let him. He got out there and got a sack, and the crowd was Rudy like that. You know, it was that's one of my favorite all times, and it's others, but I can't think. You know, you get in front of the camera, you know, you kind of lose it sometimes. I know I do. I forget things.
Do you have a favorite TV show?
There, what my favorite TV show?
Yes.
Okay, let me think. Uh, You know, my dad used to watch these westerns. I used to like that Gunsmoke,
Okay.
uh, the Barclays. What was that? I forget the name of that one. Cheyenne. I'm a big cowboy buff. You know, I like
Yeah.
old westerns.
So do you like maybe like I don't know if it's like a cowboy show? Do you know Walker, Texas Ranger?
Oh yeah, yeah. I watch him sometime too, and you know, I got to meet him because you know I was living in Lake Charles, Louisiana,
Wow.
and I started to work for a casino down there that Merv Griffin owned, and so they brought in Chuck Norris from I
Wow.
think he's from Dallas, and he came in. I got to meet him, and you know such and such, and he stayed there for a night, and then took off the next day.
Wow. I'm sorry, but like wow. It's like you know, if, you know, Wayne's World, like I'm not worthy. That type of movie. Wow. Because believe it or not, I've actually interviewed actresses and actors on the podcast too.
Okay.
Yeah. I've
Hmm.
interviewed. Have you seen Back to the Future?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I like that movie. Yeah. What did they have? They had there was three of them, right?
Yes.
Three.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I saw all three of those at the movies,
And
and
they had
now
the
they come
Western
on
one.
television now.
The
You what
Western
now?
one. There's a Western one for part 3. You like talking about?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And because I've actually interviewed the actress, she's in part one. She was the actress that played Marty's girlfriend.
Okay.
I interviewed her. And then I've interviewed, do you know Tommy Chung? He was in Cheech and Chong.
Yeah.
I
Up in
interviewed that guy.
smoke. Yeah.
Yes, you got it. I
Yeah.
interviewed that guy.
Yeah. I watched that movie too.
If you ever want to meet him, I got you too with that one because he talks to me still after
Yeah,
the podcast.
good. You know, his daughter became a pretty good actress. She was in several movies herself. Connie Chung.
Yeah. Wow, you know your. I see.
Yeah. I love movies. You know, I sit up and watch movies all the time. Really, I really did. I loved Rudy. You know, it brought tears to my eyes. You know, to see someone that was as small as he was, but was so tough,
Yeah,
very tough.
I like that. See, you're a cool dude, Mr. Clayborn.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Now, if you never, did football, what would you want to do? Like, what would your career be? And what hobbies do you have?
Wow. You know, Joe, from the time I was 11 or 12 years old,
Okay.
I wanted to be a pro football player and play for the Dallas Cowboys because I grew up in Fort Worth, Texas, 30 miles from an old Cotton Bowl. That's where they originally played their games in the Cotton Bowl before they built Texas Stadium. Now they got what they call Jerry World that seats 100,000. You know, so, and I went to a national championship game between Ohio State and Oregon back in, I forget what year that was. That had to be 2010. Me and a couple of my friends, we drove up there, went to the game, and had a good time. And Ohio State beat Oregon.
Awesome. So, do you know if you like never like liked? I don't know if you liked football. If you never liked it at all, like maybe you've been like a teacher. I don't know.
Well, I tell you, Joe, it never entered my mind. I always felt that that's what I wanted to do, and I was really blessed and going to the University of Texas and establishing my name, and the draft is going on right now, the second round, but I was a first round draft choice. I was drafted number 16 in the first round by the Patriots, and I played up there for 13 years.
Now, do you have any hobbies? Like, I don't know, like golf, read, write? I don't know.
Well, I tell you what, my shoulders and my back, they go out a lot. I've gone to golf tournaments, but I always had to kind of tell the guys to take it easy because, you know, I got a shoulder that pops out of place, and then I have a back that is kind of, Joe, that's after, let's see, 4 years of high school, 4 years of college, and 15 years in the pros. That's like 25 years. Yeah, you started feeling it. You can feel it for me. Yeah.
Damn. Oh, yeah. But I don't know if you saw. There's actually a you might be related. I don't know. Did you see there's a Raymond Clayborn Jr.?
Yeah, I have a son.
That's your son. That's in the draft. Not in the draft, but next year's draft.
Well, I don't think he'd get drafted. It would have been next year's draft, but he opted out because of the virus. You know, he had played 2 years, and then he got opted out this year. And I don't think he's going back because he's going to graduate. He's going to graduate from TSU, Texas Southern University.
Because I remember I saw, I was like, is he maybe related? I'm like, okay, now he is.
Yeah,
okay.
This is my son. He's 22 years old.
Wow, awesome. Mm-hmm. The more you know.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, what advice would you give younger people who want to become a football player, like yourself?
I just tell them to work hard and perfect the position that they're in, do all the studying on the opponent they're facing, and just try to understand that and do well with, try to beat the guy that you're going up against.
I like that. And I also like to say, like, maybe, like, stay humble, like, remember where you came from.
Oh, yes. Came from Fort Worth, Texas. And the first house that I bought in 1978, because I got drafted in the 77 season, and we played that. And then 78, I don't think we made the playoffs that year, but what I did with the first monies that I got, I bought my mama a house. Awesome. A big, nice house for my mother.
Mm. And Mother's Day is coming up next week, so it's perfect.
Yeah. Oh, thanks for telling me that. I got to go out and find a gift for my wife now.
Yeah, because believe it or not, I post these every Wednesday and Sunday, and Sunday is Mother's Day. I can't post next week because I have to celebrate. I love my mom, so I can't post on my birthday. Not my birthday. My mom's Mother's Day.
I understand.
Yeah, I love my mom. So when you said that,
yeah, I do too. But my mom's gone now. My mom's been gone now. Close to 20 years.
Sorry.
Oh yes, she had a good life. She was happy.
She raised a great son.
Well, thank you for that.
Mm-hmm. Okay, now is there anything you like to promote and shout out that I could maybe link down below? Anything to help you out?
No, I'm fine. I'm doing this to help you out, so you could put it out there, and if you my telephone number, if you put it out there and there's someone that that I played with that I hadn't seen or heard from in a while, give me a call and let me know who it is.
Okay.
Because I know you're gonna do well in what you're doing. You're a hustler.
Thank you, Mr. Clayborn. Well, thank you all so much for watching. Thank you, and Mr. Clayborn, for being awesome and amazing guys.
Well, thank you, and you're gonna talk to me afterwards. You click off. Okay, I'll be right here. I don't know if I can get you back on here, but let's try it. And glad to be on your show, Joe.
Thank you.
And call me anytime. Just give me a day or two advance, and I'll be ready.
Thank you. Have a great day, everybody, and stay awesome. And stay awesome, Mr. Clayborn.
Awesome.
Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome.